All right, John, how does one go about using vSAN with things like containers and Kubernetes?
Well, the secret to Kubernetes is you say Kubernetes three times in the data center and it magically appears. You get a management, a supervisor cluster. But no, the reality here with vSAN is that it can play nice with Kubernetes. There actually are some great integrations. So initially, back in the day, how storage was integrated into Kubernetes is just a real quick history lesson. Was you'd have these one-off vendor plugins that were kind of done out of band, and they'd be pushed upstream. It was this whole process, and it wasn't necessarily good for Kubernetes development. It wasn't necessarily good for customers. Instead, we worked with the Kubernetes maintainers for this system called CSI, this container storage interface, and this is basically a plugin system that we plug into. And it can work across multiple storage vendors, so not just vSAN. But so what is it? What does it provide? So it can provide two services. It can provide what the Kubernetes world calls read write many, which is a NAS share. It's an NFS share that then can be mounted by multiple pods, multiple containers, and presented. So you can have a shared directory there, and you can specify the size and things like that. You can also when you specify this, you also specify the storage class, and so you can get things like specifically which SPBM policy would get mapped. So that you actually do kind of get the benefits of vSAN and SPBM, but you don't necessarily have to like hand chisel any of these shares. These just automatically get created. The other option is read write once, and this is a block volume. So in this case, I could say I want each of my containers to have a 20 gigabyte block volume for logs or some type of binary collection or something. And I would specify that. So within the YAML, which is the configuration it's used to specify the Kubernetes, the container creation, you would specify which type of storage you wish to choose, how much, which storage class, and it's automatically substantiated. So if you think about, back in the day where, some application owner or some database owner would say, hey, I need a volume, and a ticket would get created. And then like 3 days later, John, the storage guy, would be like, I'll go chisel the one and do the zoning and mount it. And I got to extend a data store. And then here's a VMDK or something. Well, instead, you basically can expose and say, look, self-serve, man, here's a vending machine. So think of it as like a vending machine for storage and how you can automate this process end to end, but you don't lose visibility. There is the ability to the unique identifiers of those volumes. If the developer says, I'm having problems with this, you can go search that and find it within the UI, look at the performance service. There's a lot more to this. There's vSAN. You've also got the data platform services, which can be used to spin up object storage and other things, which frankly, is its own hour and a half long conversation. So I would direct you guys to go look at some of the videos Miles Gray has put together. Containers are a very much a first class platform within the vSphere hypervisor and within vSAN. But yeah, we can certainly meet those needs, and we can do so in a very normal fashion.